Hey, vinyl community, Jeff here, just to bring to your attention an awesome metal release reissue that I almost missed out on. So I want to make sure you did not. And it's funny. So sometimes we complain about complain. We're like, you say something and your phone picks it up, or social media shows you an ad that it seems too suspicious that they just happen to know, or you walk by a store and all of a sudden you see an ad on your phone for that store. There's all kinds of things that play in there, but sometimes social media can work in your favor. In this case, I saw an ad for a new vinyl release by this band, and I'm a big fan of the band, but let's face it, it's been over like 10 years since their last album, so I'm not really hovering over sites looking for these things. So this reissue popped up. But let me get into it. So I'm talking about Symphony X, the Odyssey. This pops up on Instagram showing that they have a vinyl reissue coming out. I'm like, great. I think this may or may not have been on vinyl back in the day. If it was, it was a long time ago expensive. This is a 2002 release. Now, I'll get to that in a minute. So I was not aware that this was being reissued, but I was glad to find out that it did. So I went over to the site real quick, and never heard of the site, never heard of the company, Knife Fight Media. Went to their site, and I'm like, okay, a reissue. So it's on like color. It's a double record set. We got a red one. The other one is orange. Great album from back in the day. Progressive metal, you could call it, is what a lot of people refer to it as. Russell Allen, I love his vocals on anything he does. He went on to do Adrenaline Mob. He's done a lot of other things with other people, but this is where I kind of cut my teeth on Russell Allen. Love him. It's got Michael Romeo on guitar, and then there's a bunch of all kinds of great musicians who have been in and out of the band over the years. They started back in the 90s and they ended with their last album in 2015. So they weren't on my radar. Saw this pop up and I'm like, well, great. So I went over to buy it, and lo and behold, the same company, Knife Fight Media, had this on their site. This is one that they reissued in 2023. And you know how these reissues go. These companies don't put a lot of them out there. So I probably would have got close to missing this from 2 years ago. Great album. This is their 2007 release. I remember buying this when it came out. I remember running out to Best Buy and buying the CD of this when it came out. Just a great band, great album again. But I did not even know that this had been reissued in 2023. It's on a smoky thing, and it is a double record set. So I was very thankful that social media had alerted me to that one. I went over and saw this one, and I'm like, I'm looking, what else on the site am I possibly going to miss? But this was it. So this was great. Now, when I did go back, so I already, and I've shown these in the past, Iconoclast by Symphony X, their 2011 album. This was reissued on vinyl in 2023 on Nuclear Blast Records. So that was on my radar. I get ads from Nuclear Blast all the time. When this got notified that it was coming out, I was there. I bought it. So yeah, these were on these are colored green. All of them are double record sets. Great stuff. So this is their 2011 album, and it was again in 2023. So I was aware of that. And then the Underworld was also in 2023. They dropped this one too. This is their last album from 2015. And so I was aware of these two. Didn't know who this Knife Fight Media is and where they came from, but was glad that I saw that ad. Went over there and found that out. Now, they have 5 more albums prior to this. So it looks like what we've got here is we've got the last 4 albums of the band. 2015, 2011, 2007, 2002. And then there's 5 more. So I'm hoping one of those labels, most of their stuff was like on Inside Out Music or, one of those progressive symphonic metal type labels. And so I'm hoping that I can keep up now and that they will be reissuing the 5 previous to this. Some of those had been on vinyl because they were in the 90s. I saw a copy of their Twilight album in my local record store in the used bin, and I just like almost freaked out that I saw this on vinyl, and I grabbed it, $179, and I put it back. So yeah, I did not. That was crazy money. Somebody bought it. It's gone. So I'm hoping that, yes, we're going to see the other 5 previous albums. There is a live album in there too. It'd be nice to see that, but don't always count on that. But there's 5 more studio albums that I'm hoping they do reissue in the coming months or years. We've seen 4 now in 2 years, and I'm hoping I don't get lost. I kind of keep an eye on that. But anyway, if you're a Symphony X fan, if you're not, check them out. If you're into any kind of metal, think, Dream Theater-ish, but not quite as proggy. They're more straightforward. They're not prog metal. They're progressive metal. And that is a fine line between how people use those terms. So they're not prog metal. They may have some time changes up, but they're just in that, progressive metal, American metal feel. But anyway, check it out. Don't get left behind like me. I believe the 2 on Nuclear Blast are still available on Amazon or whatever. But Knife Fight Media, make sure if you want to get these last 2 before they're gone, then make sure you check them out. That's it for this one, though. Just want to make sure you were aware. See you later. Rock on and rock hard.